Minnesota, the Lions, Jimmy Myrick saves a touchback on a punt, but saves it right into the hands of Viking rookie Troy Walters. Walters takes it 63 yards to help set up the game's first score. Denny Green said Walters would get more returns, and you can see why. The score came, predictably enough, from Robert Smith. His touchdown run made it 7-0 Vikings. Lions quarterback Charlie Batch aggravated his rib injury, left the game in the first quarter, and that was too soon to see Chris Carter's 4-yard touchdown pass, which made him the second player in NFL history after Jerry Rice to register 1,000 catches. It was Carter's 121st touchdown catch as well. Ignore Randy Moss. I know that's not easy to do, but Robert Smith's the one who's going 43 yards to put the Vikings up 24-10 and seal the win. Smith had 115 yards on 17 carries. Stoney Case's touchdown to Larry Foster, too little, too late. The Vikings become the first team to clinch a playoff spot, 24-17. An off day for Dante Culpepper. Good effort from Stoney Case. A nice game from Larry Foster. In Tampa, a Bucs loss would hand Minnesota the NFC Central, but Warrick Dunn had other ideas. His 70-yard touchdown run gave Tampa a 10-0 lead over Dallas. Watch as Chris Warren courts disaster. His bobble is picked up by Brian Kelly. Kelly's in for the touchdown. It's 17-0, Bucs in the lead. Warrick Dunn's second touchdown capped the scoring as the Bucs beat the Cowboys for the first time ever. Final score 27-7. Dunn led the way with a career-high 210 yards rushing. 5 teams have rushed for more than 200 yards against the Cowboys this season. In a crucial NFC East matchup, the Giants delivered first at FedEx Field, up 3-0. Tiki Barber put them in position to add a second field goal by Brad Daloiso just before halftime. It was 6-0 Giants at the break. Brad Johnson's floater was intercepted by Sam Garnes. That set up Daloiso's third field goal of the game, this one from 28 yards. That left the Giants sitting on a 9-0 lead, and it left Brad Johnson sitting on the bench. He was replaced by Jeff George. Jeff George scrambles. His 5-yard touchdown pass to Irving Fryer brought the Skins within 2 points of the Giants. But with 56 seconds left in the game, Eddie Murray's 49-yard field goal attempt bounces off the crossbar. The Giants win 9-7. The look on Norv Turner's face says it all, and it's a steady in contrast with the look on Jim Fassel's face.
I'm extremely proud of the effort and the positive energy that this team put out. We've taken a tremendous amount of pride in fighting our way right on down the wire here, and I'm proud of these guys. I mean, they gave me everything they had, and they kept believing. That was huge. And I mean, it's not over. This isn't the ending. This is just the beginning.
Do you think that you could be fired?
Pardon me?
Do you think you could be fired this week?
Yeah, you know, you're asking the wrong guy that question.
And if you ask Danny Snyder, the answer would be yes. In fairness, Norv's gone through 4 kickers this year, and the Skins' last 3 losses have come by a combined 6 points. In Philadelphia, Frank Wycheck fumbles, Brandon Whiting recovers, and the Eagles have good field position against the Titans. That set up David Akers' 24-yard field goal, which opened the scoring for the NFC East leaders, 3-0 Eagles. Wycheck bobbles another ball, but this time he hangs on, and a 22-yard gain from Steve McNair sets up a field goal for the Titans. Al Del Greco's had problems lately, but that 44-yarder was his 4th of the game. 12-6, Titans in the lead. Way to go, little guy. Donovan McNabb's 45-yard strike to rookie Todd Pinkston had the Eagles flying. And Pinkston was waiting for a tackler to catch up to him. Then McNabb hits Charles Johnson for 18 yards. This puts the Eagles into scoring position. And it's McNabb himself who runs it in from 2 yards out. Philadelphia in the lead, 13-12. But the Titans came back to control the ball, and on the game's last play, Del Greco hit from 50 yards to give the Titans a 15-13 win. Del Greco disappears, Jeff Fisher appears, and Andy Reid was philosophical about the loss.
We took it right down the wire with a Super Bowl football team, Super Bowl caliber football team. I think that if there was any doubt amongst our players, which I don't believe there was, there surely shouldn't be after this game.
Another fine game for Donovan McNabb. Eddie George had 101 yards at 3 yards a clip, 7 catches each for Wycheck and Derek Mason. In Carolina, the reeling Rams led 3-0 when Jimmy Hitchcock picked off a Kurt Warner pass and took it back 88 yards to give the Panthers a 7-3 lead. It was Warner's first game back since his hand injury, and Hitchcock's was the first of 4 Panther picks off the newly returned quarterback. The second came from Doug Evans, and that set up the second of Joe Nedney's 3 fourth-quarter field goals. The Panthers won 16-3. Remember, the Redskins could have signed Joe Nedney. After the game, Kurt Warner was ambivalent.
I can't even think of one drive that we didn't stop ourselves. I mean, you guys tell me if there was one that we didn't turn the ball over or something that stopped us all day. And so from one side of it, I thought we did a lot of good things, but the bigger side of it is that I didn't make the plays in the red zone to put the ball in the end zone to win this football game. Obviously, we turned the ball over way too many times to be in this thing. Our defense kept giving us an opportunity to win it, and we kept shooting ourselves in the foot, as you could see.
Mushin Muhammad had another fine day for Carolina, but those 7 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles were the story of the game. The Rams' loss gave the Saints a chance to move ahead in the NFC West, but Denver rookie Mike Anderson wasn't standing still for that. His 13-yard run put the Broncos up 7-0, but rookie Aaron Brooks looked and found tight end Andrew Glover 19 yards. New Orleans ties the game at 7. Denver went up 14-7 on Mike Anderson's second touchdown run. This one came from 5 yards out. Quarterback Gus Frerotte may not look pretty, but he hits Dwayne Carswell. Carswell shakes loose from Keith Mitchell to score. Watch Rod Smith blocking downfield, 43 yards, 21-10 Denver. Anderson's third touchdown run, 7 yards this time, had Denver up 28-10. It was 28-13 at halftime. After trading field goals, Anderson raced 35 yards to set up another score. He finished with an NFL rookie record of 251 yards on the ground and then scored his 4th touchdown on a 2-yard plunge. Denver shattered the Saints' hopes, 38-23. Mike Anderson rejoiced in a good day's work.
When we looked at them on film, we just decided that we were going, since, said that nobody can run on their defense. The game plan this week, we've been practicing all week, was just to run the ball at them, run the ball at them, run the ball at them. And that, took some pressure off Guff, so that's what we wanted to do, and we got it done today.
Running back ran hard, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good running back. He runs hard. Their offensive line made things go. I mean, they contribute. They said they got 3 running backs that gained 1,000 yards. I mean, you've got to give the offensive line some credit. I mean, they had holes in there that a lot of backs could get 1,000 yards through.
Mike Anderson ran the ball at them, 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 ran the ball at them. At Soldier Field, haven't they sold that name yet? The aptly named Amon Green put Green Bay up 7-0. Brett Favre hit Antonio Freeman, and that made it 14-3. Packers up at halftime, both feet in, both hands up. Amon Green's second touchdown of the game increased the Packs' lead to 21-3. And then Tyrone Williams' 38-yard interception return sealed the Bears' fate. The final score, 28-6, Green Bay. The Bears were playing without Marcus Robinson, but it probably didn't matter. The Packers have won the last 7 games they've played at Soldier Field. Favre tied Dan Marino with his 9th straight 3,000-yard passing season.
There you go. So your NFC contenders, and clearly St. Louis and New Orleans have decided they're going to keep it interesting all the way to the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. Doing it without a lot of running backs and without any wide receivers to speak of either. You know, it's Donovan McNabb making things happen.
So Norv Turner's gone. Has he presented himself? But are you getting the sense that perhaps he's being found out a little bit now?
Not really. I think he was due an off day one of these times.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll have a couple more because he'll make some rookie mistakes, whatever. But he's still got great targets to throw to. Robert Smith is
fans that we'll deal with a little bit later on. But for now, well, I suppose that the big numbers there are in blue, aren't they, for those top two teams?
And the problem for St. Louis is they've got Minnesota and Tampa Bay the next 2 weeks before they play New Orleans again. So it's a big game for both of them coming up.
Yes, indeed, and as obviously you should say there, that's the Minnesota there. Got the chance, again, it's good for them. It's a big week for them, and they can do the same thing next week.
I think the other point to make here is that 9 and 7 could very well get you a wild card spot. In Pittsburgh, the Raiders hadn't beaten the Steelers since 1990. Cordell Stewart to Bobby Shaw had Pittsburgh up 7-0 over Oakland early. Stewart went out with a sprained knee. Kent Graham came in, and Eric Allen strolled in for a touchdown on the interception. The Raiders go up 10-7. They increased their lead when Rich Gannon hit Randy Jordan. After Jordan gets the ball, watch Tim Brown win a little tug of war downfield. A little swing pass to Jordan, safety valve. Watch Tim Brown on your left, right there. Raiders go up by 10 on the 21-yard TD. Then a limping Cordell Stewart returned in the second half and hit Mark Bruner, who wrestled Calvin Branch into the end zone. Branch gets the pin, Bruner gets the touchdown. Pittsburgh trails 17-14. Cordell was running on one leg, but one leg was enough to shake Johnny Harris on his way to a 17-yard touchdown. The Steelers' D held Oakland to one late field goal. Pittsburgh continue the hex 21-20. The Steelers did it on the ground with the bus, 128 yards, and by recovering 3 fumbles, 2 of them by Tyrone Wheatley. In Buffalo, Miami had a chance to make the AFC East race clearer. Lamar Smith took a touchdown pass from Jay Fiedler, had them up 7-0 over the Bills. Fiedler to Aronde Gadsden had Miami in scoring position again. Great one-handed grab by Aronde. Then the same duo hooked up again. Miami scored 14-0 Fish. Rob Johnson's pass was picked off by Sam Madison. Madison's return would set up an Olindo Mare field goal, but watch Sam's return. He's everywhere. He goes right, he goes left, he goes right again. He goes left, he goes backwards. He gives up. 17-0 as Sam runs out of gas. Rob Johnson runs out of the game. Fiedler's third touchdown pass of the half gave the Dolphins a 24-0 halftime lead. Miami goes on to win 33-6. The Bills were missing 5 defensive starters, including 3/4 of their defensive backfield, but they couldn't stop Fiedler in the air. They couldn't stop Lamar Smith on the ground. At Hoffa's home away from home, the Jets took advantage of their chance to simplify the AFC East. They went up early 7-0. Crabette from Testaverde. Testaverde combines to Dedrick Ward. Perfect 13-yard touchdown. Jets up 14-zip. Down 20-3 in the third. Peyton Manning's play fake freezes the Jets. Marvin Harrison's in the end zone. 20-10. Jets lead. After David Macklin's interception, Peyton Manning struck immediately to Terrence Wilkins, 43 yards. Colts within 3. But after a fumbled snap, gave the Jets the ball back. Curtis Martin sealed the game with a 2-yard touchdown. The Jets win. Martin set a new team record with 203 yards rushing.
Right now, I feel that, we've been playing our games this first half of the season and up to now, coming back in the fourth quarter. I kind of feel like right now is the fourth quarter of the season. So I feel, that we're playing kind of like we've been playing in the first quarter.
We were ready to play. We just didn't play well enough that first half. Our tackling was atrocious the first half, just atrocious. And we didn't make any plays. And then the second half, it was a little bit better, but not good enough.
Curtis Martin sounds like Will Smith. He broke Adrian Morell's team record. Testaverde and Manning both over 300 yards passing, but 3 turnovers killed the Colts. In Jacksonville, all Mark Brunell had to do was give it to Fred Taylor and get out of the way. Taylor's touchdown run had the Jags up 10-0 over the hapless Browns. Brunell decided to hang around long enough to hit Keenan McCardell with a touchdown pass. Jags up 20-0 at the half. Second verse, same as the first. Taylor's second TD run put the Jags up 27-0. Then Cleveland rookie quarterback Spurgeon Wynn was introduced to Kevin Hardy. Wynn loses the fumble. Mike Logan recovers for the Jags, and that set up Mark Brunell. Brunell figured if Taylor can make it look so easy, he can run one in himself. And Jim Mora thought the Colts tackling was bad. That made it 34-0 Jags. Taylor's third touchdown run of the game made it 41-0. The final score, 48-0. Taylor ran for 181 yards, falling short of the four other backs who went over 200 yards in the NFL yesterday. Not that that mattered. In San Diego, Terrell Fletcher's 7-yard run put the Chargers up 7-0 over the 49ers. It didn't last long. Jeff Garcia threw 53 yards to J.J. Stokes. Stokes doesn't get the touchdown. Fred Beasley would do that one play later. The Niners go up 10-7. J.J.'s still looking for that end zone. Chris Carter got his 121st TD. Well, this was Jerry Rice's 175th. Ho-hum, 17-7. It was 17-10 Niners at the half. Charlie Garner's run put the Niners up 27-10 in the second half. Then Ryan Leaf hit Curtis Conway for a touchdown. That cut the Niners lead to 10. But Jeff Garcia hit Jerry Rice for his 176th career touchdown, his second of the game. 38-17, San Francisco in the lead. Monty Montgomery's 46-yard interception return capped the scoring. San Francisco intercepted Lee 4 times on their way to a 45-17 win. And it was another big game by Jeff Garcia, and the first big game of the year for the San Francisco secondary. It's about time, guys. In Atlanta, John Kitna hit Darrell Jackson with another one of those slant patterns. We've seen a lot of those this season. Seahawks up 7-0 in the Battle of the Birds. George Kuntz intercepts rookie Doug Johnson starting in place of Chris Chandler. He takes it in for a touchdown, 14-0, Seattle in the lead. Kitna hits Jackson again over the middle, and the rookie breaks it 71 yards all the way to the Atlanta 1-yard line. If he was J.J. Stokes, he'd start spinning the ball right now. Ricky Waters takes it in from the 1. Seahawks are up 24-3. Atlanta added a late TD. It came on a touchdown pass from the rookie Johnson to tight end Reggie Kelly, but Seattle hang on to win 30-10. Another nice game from John Kitna, although it was only against Atlanta. Darrell Jackson's having a fine rookie season. In Cincinnati, a game only a mother could love, and Corey Dillon's mom was the happiest of them all. Dillon ran for 238 yards, the fourth back over 200 yards in the NFL yesterday, and he set up a rare touchdown pass from Scott Mitchell. This one covered 1 whole yard. It went to Tony McGee. Dillon took the next one in himself. It was 14-0 Bengals over Arizona at the half. Brandon Bennett thought that looked so easy, he wanted some of that in the second half. His 7-yard run made it 21-0 Bengals. Yes, I said 21-0 Bengals. Jake Plummer hit David Boston for a 38-yard touchdown. That made it 21-7. Someone forgot to tell Boston he's down by 2 touchdowns. Plummer hit Boston again. That brought the Cards within 8, but the Bengals hang on to win 24-13. The Bengals had 303 yards rushing, proving you can win with Scott Mitchell at quarterback. Mitchell's 110 yards passing was the 7th game this season. The Bengals have passed for 110 or less.
Yeah, at the end there, as ever was, a few teams leaving it too.
controlling their own destiny.
Yes.
But remember, a loss by Miami, a win by the Jets would put the Jets in control because they've got the tiebreaker. Buffalo and Indianapolis, by losing this weekend, have pretty much put themselves out of it, this two-game loss.
Yeah, that's the way it went for us there, isn't it? Because, I mean, obviously from the Jets' point of view as well, they've done it a lot this season. I mean, they didn't actually come from behind this time, but it's an
amazing season they've had. Well, they were just about, the Colts were just about to pass them, and the Colts handed them the ball with the craziest sort of fumbled snap I've ever seen. Buffalo have an easy schedule the next 3 weeks, relatively speaking, but so much of their team is out. They're just not going to win, I don't think. Indianapolis have a tough run in the next 3 weeks. They play Buffalo next week and then 2 more tough games.
A lot harder. Do the Jags look the part for you? I mean,
well, no one's going to want to play the Jags. That's part of the problem at this stage of the season. And the Jags in Pittsburgh are spoilers as well, because the Jags play the Giants, and Pittsburgh plays the Giants and the Redskins. So the NFC East will be decided basically by those two teams. Right now, Baltimore may be the best balanced team in the AFC. They had the week off for Trent Dilfer to think about next week's performance.
Good for him, yeah.
And Tennessee's defense is always going to keep them in games. And basically, the story in the AFC is that 9-7 is not going to get you a playoff spot.
Yeah, because there's obviously, back to the point that you made in the first half of the show, does that just represent the different strengths in the two conferences from your point of view, or?
It's a little bit about balance and strength, but yes, there's probably more good teams in the AFC. But when you think about who the good teams are around the league, there are so many teams that have great defenses and just enough offense to win that it's frightening. I mean, you know, in that category, you can put Miami, you can put the Jets, you can put Tennessee, you can put Philadelphia. You know, there aren't too many of them within a game of Oakland. And remember, Denver have beaten Oakland twice this season, so they've got the tiebreaker over them if they should wind up tied.
Are they like the Giants for you, Oakland? I mean, in the sense that, you know, I mean, they've surprised me week in, week out, and they've won that many games.
That's a great comparison, although I think Oakland are better.
It could be in this particular conference,
It really is, because of those 6 teams, Oakland play the Jets next week. The other 5 of those 6 teams can actually clinch a playoff spot as long as the Steelers lose. And if the Steelers don't lose, then it'll go on for a little while. But still, 4 of them can clinch it. As I said, Oakland play the Jets, so one of them isn't going to clinch.
Touchdown. Sam the Bam Cunningham. New England fans have certainly remember seeing Sam the Bam going over the top like that one. Little misdirection that time for the Patriots.
Now 2 enter, 1 leaves.
Here is Gerbach on first down, off the play fake, going deep and getting free is Derek Alexander. He beats Malloy, and he'll go all the way for a touchdown. 80 yards.
That 17-yard per average just went up a little.
Bledsoe. Caught. Touchdown. Troy Brown. Wow. For Vinatieri. Career best is 55. A couple years back against Jacksonville, so this is in his range now.
Well, Al Del Greco had to do the walk of fire yesterday, and this isn't quite as dramatic, but now it's Adams' turn.
He's made 15 straight. This is a 53-yard attempt. Johnson puts it down, and Vinatieri's kick is good. So the defensive foul is a very costly one for Kansas City. Bolted into the end zone in the first quarter. Here it's 4th and goal from the 1. And this time it's Bledsoe rolling, throwing, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jermaine Wiggins, who only scores on Monday nights. Him, Dennis. 1st and 15 at the 27-yard line. Gerbach throwing, picked off, 4-yard line. That's Otis Smith. And Smith into Kansas City territory, banged down by Richardson at the 30 field goal out of Lee Johnson's hole.
Vinatieri ought to attempt a 37-yard field goal.
And Vinatieri finally misses. He had made 16 straight, including the 53-yarder, and this one a relative chip shot. Done anything on the ground tonight. 3rd down and goal from the 4. Gerbach throws, dumps it off for Gonzalez. beautiful little lob pass.
And the little look-off was sweet, too, by El. For some reason, but give him a break. He was floored. He was irritated. Why jump him then?
2nd and 10 from the 32. That's caught. Sylvester Morris, and then he loses the football, and it's picked up by Tony George, and he takes the ball to the 9-yard line. Otis. Last week he had an interception, a fumble recovery, and a sack in the win against San Diego. Here's Vinatieri with a 27-yard field goal attempt. Lee Johnson puts it down, and Vinatieri will begin another streak after he had missed his last attempt. Snap a
back. Gonzalez has a huge gain.
A lot of weird timeout scenarios tonight, huh, Al?
Every week, it seems. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Back for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Kevin Lockett. So, almost a phantom fumble. A recovery by Kansas City right down the field on first down, spiking it here. That stops the clock with 25 seconds. So
the ball in a different part of his shoulder, and sometimes you think that I'm forcing the ball to him, but really, it's almost being a guard, and he's a forward, and he...
Gonzalez goes in motion, and there's movement on the left side of the line. It looked like Will Shields was going back to, and 6 now as Gerbach is protected well, throws out of the end zone. Derek Alexander was there, but he was double covered, and he was on from the 11-yard line. Gerbach over the middle. It's caught at the 7-yard line, and what in the world are they doing throwing it over the middle to Gonzalez when they can't stop the clock?
That's why they've lost now 5 straight games.
That is a bad decision.
Expensive roster in NFL history and a mandate to lead the Redskins to the Super Bowl. After 2 straight devastating division defeats, Snyder gave Turner his walking papers.
I've obviously been put in a good position to have an opportunity to win. This team can still be 10-6. There's part of me that would like to be a part of it. There's part of me understands why it's important and it's necessary to make a change right now.
We are not out of the playoff race. We have 3 games to play. We anticipate, hopefully, being in those playoffs.
We get this team, and now we're 7-6. I mean, what do you look to?
Michael Westbrook says some of the blame belongs to Turner.
Bad play calling, like the whole team on the sidelines, like maybe it's 4th and short, and we're all screaming, let's go for it, and he's like, no, kick it. And they end up scoring, and we end up losing. I mean, things like that happen, and, we blame coaching for that.
Deion Sanders says that instead of blaming Turner, the players should look at themselves.
No, I think we need different players. We need different personalities. Players lose games, man. I've never been one to blame it on the coach. Players lose games. Players cause games to be won, not coaches.
We're the ones out there making the mistakes. The same mistakes we've been making since, I guess, training camp.
Turner's reputation as an offensive genius has taken a hit of late, and while his replacement Terry Robisky won't overhaul the playbook, to hear the Redskins tell it, he will motivate with a vengeance.
I've been here with Terry for 7 years, and Terry, he's not going to take no trash off of anybody. He's going to stir it up. He's going to be a lot more aggressive. Norv is a nice guy, great person. I think that may be where I think if he learned anything, he should have whooped some ass around here.
Yes, indeed.
And Trey's got a big one. It takes some whooping.
You need some stick.